our PRESGROVE's case. This is such a horrific case, so sad and absolutely mind-boggling with some things, how the police are dealing with it. I can't get over what I've read. It's quite graphic, so you might want to skip through. I will actually have a time on the timestamp in the comments section for when the reading starts. But this is horrific, what happened to this young man. He was 19 years of age. I think he was, I don't know if he was a college graduate. I don't like to read too much info, as you know. I just briefly go over articles to get the background. And also, being a criminologist, I have that analytical brain. I want to examine into things as well. But what he was a 19-year-old young man. He was found deceased at 5:33 a.m. on a highway by a truck driver passing by. He was in a fetal position and he had extensive, horrific injuries. He had just been at a 4-day house party, okay? It was like, I think it was nearing to the end of the year. September 4th, 2023 was when he was found on the highway, and he'd been at this 4-day party with friends at a house a mile away from where he was found. Now, the autopsy report showed he was likely beaten to death by a group of men or people. We didn't say men, but, you know, people. But for some reason, the police are not investigating his death as a murder. Now, once you listen to what actually has happened to his body, there is no way that you couldn't look at this as somebody doing this to him. I don't believe that, and I think they even ruled out hit and run. So it's not like someone's just driven over him and not seen him and, you know, don't know what they were doing. This is a young man who suffered, oh my God, I can't even talk. I can't even, I'll just read it out to you, okay? He suffered dozens of horrific injuries, from broken bones to smashed teeth, brain damage and bleeding inside his skull and chest before he died naked, okay, by a lonely highway. He did not have any drugs in his system. They did a toxicology report. There were no drugs. I think he had a small amount of alcohol, even if he was drunk. I don't know how much exactly it was. Now you'd have to look at the article. I will actually put it in the description box below. He was wearing only 2 mismatched shoes. One was his own shoe and one was from another party goer. One, I think that person was actually sleeping. So whether it was just something silly that they were doing as a prank or he'd put it on while drunk, who knows, unless somebody has tried to frame someone else. Don't know. It's interesting. Yes, so I'm just reading through this article very quickly. He had extensive injuries to his upper body, including 10 broken ribs. Sorry, that's my dog. Serious skull, neck and spine fractures, internal bleeding, brain and organ damage, and cuts and grazes all over his body. And I'm not going to go into the real graphic details. It's graphic enough, okay? Part of his skull was actually, and his hair, like the scalp, was missing. That's all I'm going to say, and you can read the rest of the article if you want to really go into it. Police investigators described his head as being caved in, okay? Yeah, this is just so sad what happened to this young man. He was apparently very well liked. He was a bit of a ladies' man. He's a good-looking young dude, and he was planning to go into the military, had his whole life ahead of him. And, you know, apparently someone said, I don't know if they found this info, you know, through the people there at the party. I don't know how many there were there. I'm assuming there was quite a few. It was a birthday. I think it was a girl's birthday party, but it was the end of summer, you know, summer party kind of thing. But someone said he was fighting with his girlfriend, like he went back to the party over many days, and, you know, one night they saw him arguing with the girlfriend. Apparently his family say he doesn't have a girlfriend, but I'm wondering maybe there was somebody he did like. They did say in one part of the article that he'd tried to get into bed with the girl and she said no, and then he left upset or something. So who knows what's going on, but it's just really interesting that when we're looking at what's happened to him, it's just absolutely, oh my God, like this, the extensive injuries on him would show someone possibly being angry. Were they pranking, you know, doing a prank where something went really wrong? stupid people together, you know, maybe under the influence of things, and, you know, could have tied him to the back of a car and dragged him along the road. Who knows? It kind of shows me he might have been beat up. He might have been tied to something like a pickup truck and dragged along. That's just my initial thought. I could be wrong, but I'm going to look at the cards, obviously, and see what it says. But I at least feel there were 2 males with him, at least. I think there were more. I do think it was a gang up mentality, ganging up on him. And I do actually wonder also if there was a fight over a girl. I'm wondering what this motive was. Was somebody jealous of him? Did somebody have beef with him for some reason? You know, because, yeah, it just does not make sense to me. He obviously did not do these horrific injuries to himself. Come on. You know, one agency did actually state that it was suspicious, of course, hello. And another one saying, oh, we're not investigating it as a murder. Maybe a manslaughter, I don't know. But there's no way in the world I can see this is self-inflicted. We're going to have a look at what the cards say, but it's just so sad, and I'm so sorry for this young man to lose his life like this. It's just horrific. And, yeah, you get some young ones with some alcohol or drugs or whatever they might be doing, and you put that in their system, and you get, you know, people ganging up or getting angry together, or well, I don't know if that's the case just yet. I'm not going to say that's exactly what's happened, but, you know, the police believe, I think it was, or the doctor, the autopsy, I can't remember who it was now, I'd have to reread it, but somebody said that the injuries were, I think it was the autopsy report showed that it was most likely he was beaten to death by a group of people, okay? Yeah, rest in peace, Noah. It's so sad. We're going to get into it, guys. All right, let's have a look. What's going on with, what happened, please, with Noah PRESGROVE? What happened? And he was a good-looking young dude. I wonder if someone was jealous of him. We don't know if someone's gone up and said, oh, he tried this on me, he tried to pick me up or whatever, and then some guys, the boyfriends come after him. We don't know, okay? This could be something. Or have they seen him, because apparently he left the party, I think they said around 3:15, 3:30 a.m. Did he leave alone? Was he with someone else? Was he with the girl? We don't know really. You know, I haven't read into all the reports as to what the kids have said really. But let's have a look, because I don't know if he would have left alone. The 9 of Wands. That's him out alone. Could have been. He might have left alone, you know, walking down the highway, or I don't even know where he would have gone and who with, or if they had a vehicle. Did he get into the car with people who didn't have good intentions? You know, he was definitely, I feel, in the last hours of his death, he was in a vehicle. And I actually wonder if he was attached to a vehicle or if he was thrown off a vehicle. Yep, 5 of Swords. There's the head injury, holding his head like that. Interesting. People, yeah, you know what this card usually means? That it's ego, it's arguments and bad blood. And I'm just thinking that some people had it in for him. They had it in for him. Right. The Sun. It's interesting when I think about the Sun, looking in the astrology chart just before for the event chart. He's actually a Taurus Sun normally, but on the ascendant chart it showed a Leo ascendant, which is the Sun. This is Leo. And yeah, and I also saw it in the 2nd house because I do different time frames. I saw it in the 2nd house with a Mercury, which represents to me usually a young male, and it can be 2 young males. Could be someone he worked with or studied with. Being in Virgo too, I saw it under Virgo. Yeah, interesting. Queen of Pentacles. Don't know what that says just yet. I'm going to get onto that. Oh, yeah, look at that. Someone who might, this is a student right here, student. And it may have been that there was, I'm getting like apprenticeship. This is someone who's quite secure in themselves, maybe confident. And it could be that he was all those things initially, very confident. And I think someone was jealous of him. That's what I get here. I get jealousy. Was it a childhood friend? Was it someone he's known for a long time that was part of this group? I'm getting friendship, like a brother. Okay, so it's interesting because you wouldn't think that could happen, would you? And I don't really know much about his schooling or college. You know, private schools, I think they have what's called the, oh, what do they call them? Frat brothers or fraternity brothers or something? Is it something along those lines? Could be someone he has been friends with for a long time, has known for a long time. Could be. I'm, you know, if there's a group of them, it's going to be really hard to kind of read, you know, each one. This is showing me one particular person at this stage. Here's the death rebirth. So we do know he's deceased. Rest in peace, Noah. Died a horrific way, the poor boy. This is the Scorpio energy. And we've got the Emperor. God, talk about it. So Aries energy. This is someone I feel, male ego here, I feel. Somebody who was trying to assert their authority over him. Could be a bit older than him. I'm not sure how old they all are. Could even be like by months or a year. I don't know. But I don't think it's anyone significantly older. Yeah. Controlling person. Might have a daddy, you know, that's in a very high position as well. 5 of Pentacles shows me being left out in the cold, which he was, and he was rejected. He was like outcast by a group. I think he was targeted by this group. And yep, there's the devil. Yep, I think he might have actually been lured, okay, into a situation he didn't see it. He might have been offered a lift or something along the way. They've come across him laughing, joking. And he's thought, oh, you know, go with these guys. It's that kind of feeling with this, that they weren't what they made themselves out to be. He might have at that moment trusted them. Capricorn energy, which is interesting because in the Perpetrator's star sign in the descendant line was Capricorn, and then there was an Aquarius as well. Yeah, this actually happened fast, thank God. Thank God. Like, you'd think that between 3:30 when he's left the house and 5:30 when his body was found by the truck driver on the highway, was it a prolonged thing? I mean, I can't imagine if they got to him for those 2 hours that they would have just been... It seems like it was a prolonged act, that they were trying to, you know, just really nasty energy. It's really quite nasty energy, laughing, like a pranking kind of thing, but they intended harm upon him. Now, did they mean to kill him, or were they even thinking along those lines, or just wanted to just, you know, F him up really badly kind of thing? I don't think it was really in their mind. They didn't care. They didn't care. There's no ounce of empathy, no ounce of guilt or remorse in this. I'm getting 4. For some reason, there could be more, but 4 is coming to me quite strongly here. 10 of Swords. I'm still thinking a girl's involved somehow, and I'm not saying she was there when it happened. I don't know if she witnessed anything, but I think she may know something. She's maybe indirectly involved, but I definitely feel that this is around, you know, that male ego as well, coming up against each other and trying to work out who's the male alpha in this group. But yes, I do see that he died pretty fast, even though he had all those horrific injuries, and it may have been an extended amount of time they were doing this for. I do feel like he passed quite fast. Thank God for that. There's the vehicle. There's the vehicle. I think they went to 2 different locations. There's somewhere they took him first, and then they've gone and dropped him off at that location on the highway afterwards. I believe they did drag him along, but I think there's somewhere they went first with him. Yep, there's the Knight of Cups, and they were jealous of him because he was good looking. Maybe he did have the attention of girls. There might have been some real issues going on there. I think also I'm hearing like that there was a gossip, like a Chinese whispers. So someone could have said something that's moved on to someone else, and words got back to this horrible person or people, and they have believed what they've heard about him. So as I said, as an example, it could be that, oh, he's hitting on your girl, you know, something along those lines, and it's really tipped someone off the edge. Yeah, 8 of Wands is that very quick crime, or you could say of passion, things like that. I get anger here. I feel like there was anger here. But there was also others joining in, right? Others joining in. Yep. Ace of Wands. Someone's got secret knowledge here. Obviously they are keeping secrets, but I still think there's someone else who may know about it that wasn't necessarily there, who has information and is not coming forward because they might feel scared or whatever it is. But yep, there's the party. There's the friends. Yeah, he was I feel he was trapped in a situation he thought was actually okay initially. Yeah. I think maybe he left because this is the walking away from a situation that no longer serves you. He, for whatever reason, we don't really know at this stage, but he left the party, and I think he's come across, or they've followed him out. Yeah, that's his family. I feel I get this vibe of his family all sticking together very close. They're a loving family. They know that there's a truth to be found here. He really was a lovely boy. He just really respected people. He loved his life. He loved his family. I think they were very jealous of him. That's what I think there. And the Judgment card's coming up here. So there's the spirit leaving the body. And also the Two of Wands is interesting because it shows me the 2 different directions, the 2 pathways there as well. I think they took him somewhere else first. Yeah, that's come up again. Interesting. Strength. So I was just looking at that, the Leo energy, which was him, this vulnerable, like a lamb, vulnerable. He seriously did not see this coming. He did not think that these people were out to get him or anything. God. I'm hearing like a pack of hyenas, right, circling around him. That's kind of what it was like. The Hermit. So it could be that he was out on his own, walking somewhere or going to, I don't know where, if he was in a vehicle or what. I don't know how far away his place was from this. But it just, whether they followed him or stopped his car on the way and got him out, I don't know. There's just something here that shows me that they followed him. They've come across him. It could even be they either followed him from the party, or they've come like they've been driving along the road and seen him and stopped and started it all. It's along those lines. They've just ambushed him basically. It's just horrific. Let's get the crime cards now. As a lot of you know, I say it every time. There might be some that are totally irrelevant. Mental illness, stress, fragmented breakdown. So it could have been around this time he really was. Well, he would have been stressing out, wouldn't he? Might not have been... I don't think he was that drunk. He definitely didn't have drugs in his system. But there could have been something upsetting him that, you know, they did say something about him leaving. He was upset. So August, that was the month before. Don't know if anything's happened. Or was it... Yeah, I don't know, but let's have a look. Noah PRESGROVE, please. Family. And that's obviously his family might be undergoing this right now, where they're just really unable to deal with things because they're not getting justice. And obviously they're still trying to push for investigations here. And I think, if I remember, I'm not even sure now if this was this case or someone else. No, it might have been another case where they wanted a private eye. I can't remember. But look at that, 2 to 4 people, small intimate group. So this was a small intimate group. It wasn't like 10 people, all on him. It was like at least 2 people, but probably with a maximum of 5, I'd say. But I did get the 4 significant ones here. Smoker. Is there a cigarette, okay, at the location they took him to first? That kind of, that's not really going to be evidence for a murder. They were partying everywhere anyway. And apparently, I think it was earlier that night, or was it another night? I can't remember over the 4 days now, but he was on an ATV vehicle with some friends. I think it was several friends, and it rolled over. So they were doing silly things at one stage. That was earlier, and it's showing an accident here. So did something happen where, he's fallen off something? Well, that would have been, I've just been talking about it. The ATV vehicle was an accident. They rolled over in that one. So I believe that's what that's to do with. Gosh, okay. We got months that's not really meant to be in there, but anyway, I'll leave it there. December, unsolved. And is this because the police are not willing to investigate this as a homicide? Look at this, crime of passion, rage, beaten up, which is evident in the autopsy report. My God, if you read the article, I think even his friends and family at his viewing, okay, stated that his, I think, nose was broken. He had bruising all over his face, which was equivalent to like 5 guys beating him up. Like, that's just horrific. So, yep, he had physical abuse on his body, on his face, on his chest. There could have been a suffocation. We do know that he was internally bleeding. God, poor boy. Was something put over his head at one stage? We don't know. I don't know what these guys have really done, but I believe they did a few things to him. I don't think they were just hitting him with their fists, right? I think there was a lot more going on than that. I think that he... I don't know what the autumn is. I think that he... Well, maybe that was the time last year around when this happened to him. April, we get different times. Bicycle, no idea. See, it could be irrelevant. But I do believe that he was dragged at one stage along the road. See, I don't know what that is. That might be irrelevant. There's nothing, as far as I'm aware in this case, to do with a body of water or a boat. March, female child victim, no idea. But known to police in the system criminal record. Is there somebody in the group who has got a bit of a criminal record? Have they been done for drugs or just petty things? Who knows? Well, look at this. Jealousy issues. Personal. That's what I believe. I believe someone was jealous of him. Oh, God. Did they take him to a shed on a rural property here? Did they? Because it's out in farmland, I think, down there. Looks like they might have taken him to some other place. Internet messaging, social media. Is there something, those guys, have they been texting each other? You'd think the police would be onto this. Rescued, which we do know his body has been retrieved, unfortunately, right now. Yeah, well, it's hard to say it, but thankfully he was found. It's better to be found and, rather than to not be found and have the family forever wonder where he is or what happened. But yeah, it's so damn sad. Justice. Let's pray that's going to happen. At the moment, it's not happening. I think someone might talk. I've just got a feeling. Short hair, shaved. No idea what the public transport is, but maybe somebody took something that night, or he was going to, and then they picked him up. He might have been calling for something. We don't know. Someone's known and somebody's unknown to the police, okay? Well, look at that. That's interesting. ran over, hit and run, hit by a vehicle. Well, the police are saying that it's, I think it was the police stated that it's his injuries are not, you know, matching up with that kind of thing. But I still feel a vehicle has definitely been used, whether he was tied up to the back of one or thrown off a vehicle, something along those lines. Because I definitely feel that there was a great speed that they were driving at with him on it. Just arsehole. Sorry, I have to swear. Seriously, who does that? Who does this kind of thing? Car accident, not sure about it. An old car accident, old car. Maybe the car that was used or the vehicle, whether it be a pickup truck or whatever, might have been in an accident previously. Not sure. Yeah, I feel like they held him captive for a little while they did what they did to him. Maybe in that barn. Could be some evidence that's been thrown in the bin, and this would be clothing, I'm thinking, on them. They would have his blood on them. Their shoes, their, you know, and someone might have tried to steal something from him, or they might have thought he did. That could be a motive as to why, you know, they've come after him. But I think it's more fueled rage, jealousy. I'm the man, you know, I'm going to put you in your spot kind of thing. And it's just that male alpha kind of thing going on here, I feel. Strangulation, I'm not sure about it. June. All right, we might be getting some irrelevant things now. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything extremely relevant now, but well, we've got the storyline anyway. I do believe it's people he knew. I even think there might have been a couple in the group that he didn't really know that well. Yeah, I still think this is to do with an intimate relationship, a girl, I'm telling you. There's the males. I think they might have all been males at the scene. September, there we are. I think they might have all been males. But there is a girl, I'm telling you. I can sense a girl who knows something. Yes, he was in the outback rural area. And let's just get some ideas about these guys, please. Wouldn't that be great? Maybe in future, we don't know. Maybe with enough investigating, someone might even confess. We don't know. I doubt it very much, but you never know, do you? You'd want to hope that... I do feel like somebody is feeling it very heavily on their conscience, whereas the other ones just don't really give a shit. If anything, they're probably just worried about being caught. They don't care about him. Yeah, someone helped, or someone could be helping to someone to get arrested and caught. Devil in disguise, trickster, manipulator, hiding in the shadows. Someone's name could start with J, doesn't have to. But very interesting. Someone was watching him and was maybe even planning this as their anger or jealousy. They might have been watching him from afar at the party and just getting more and more angry about things. Just had it in for him, okay? They had it in for him. Uniform, impersonation, corruption, false. Now, this is probably just showing the incompetence of, and it could be corrupt. We do know there's a lot of police agencies that are very corrupt, especially I've noticed, well, they're probably everywhere, but most cases I'm doing are American, and I'm seeing a lot of it. And look what just fell on the ground. Female accomplice, female suspect. Yeah, she's got information, I'm telling you now. She might even be blonde. Summer. Was it summer? Oh, well, no, I think it was autumn. But anyway, don't think that's relevant. Gunshot shooting. No one said anything about bullet wounds or anything. Sometimes these things do come up as irrelevant. Just get one more, please. One more, please. Travel. Yeah, he was in a vehicle. He was taken in a vehicle or tied to one. That's what I feel. I was going to actually see what was his shadow energy that night. That was what I was going to do initially, actually. I forgot about it. Let's see what these are my divine radiant self oracle and divine shadow self. Let's have a look at the positives he was feeling earlier in the night, okay? So he was truthful. Whatever he was saying, he might have even said something. Ooh, he might have had a bit of a mouth. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but sometimes with the wrong person, it can be a bad thing. He might have said something to someone that really ticked him off as well. Sensual. So it shows that he, you know, he's in his feels. especially if it's around a girl. Independent, he's his own person, very confident, receptive. So he wasn't trying to cause fights or anything with anybody. Very fit. He's just being himself. Ooh, okay, in love. So there might have been someone he really did like or have feelings for, even if it's a lust thing, whatever, you know. It's interesting that's coming up. Knowledgeable. So he might have had knowledge of something too that they didn't want getting out. I mean, you could look at it different ways. Encouraged. All right, let's look at the shadows side that he was in that night before this happened. What was he feeling in his shadow side? What was Noah feeling, please, in his shadow self? He might have been distracted at one stage by the girl, okay? Could have been that, or just not aware of his surroundings, that someone had it out for him. But there's a grudge here, which is interesting. It could have been against, you know, what happened with the girl too, like if there was a rejection, aggression, feeling doubtful. I don't feel this was really towards anyone else. I don't think they've said he got into a fight with anyone as far as I'm aware physically. I can't remember now. Secretive, keeping to himself. He might have had some secret, ego bound. It could have been in a bit of his ego. Antisocial. Is that why he left? He didn't want to be around anyone, just got upset, had enough. Accusations. Was he accusing someone of something, or were they accusing him of something and that's why he's left? Interesting. So I'm going to now look at the guys. I'm not really interested in their positive thing. I don't really see anything in it. Let's see what the guys, and I know it's hard when there's more than one, but let's get the main shadow energy that they would have all been undergoing and feeling. Wow. Sorry, Aslan, it landed on my cat. Come here, Dad. Oh, addiction. So were they on something? Oh, wow. Hang on a second. Sorry about that. It's a little bit of a longer reading today. Insecurities. Yeah, that could arise from that jealousy, okay? Feeling insecure in their own relationship or within themselves. Sometimes people who are insecure have to big note themselves. There's regret and there's a real coldness here. Okay. Ooh, look at that. Dark energies. Well, we know to do what they've done to this poor young man is extremely dark and evil. Extremely. Someone's had very dark thoughts, and that's that person hiding away in the shadows, possibly drinking and getting drunk or taking drugs, or just it's fueling whatever they were already feeling, I feel. Flighty. So someone wanting to get out of there. Ignorance. Let's get one more. Shame. Maybe they felt humiliated too. Rebellious and denial. I'm thinking, was there a thing of humiliation? Was there a feeling like, if, for instance, and I'm not saying this is fact, but if, for instance, Noah, who's quite confident and you know, I don't know what he's like because I don't know him, obviously, but he sounds like he would be someone who may say something if he felt something was not right. He might speak up and say something foolishly, being so young, being at a party. Did he say something that really ticked someone else off? You know, along those lines. Maybe there was something he said that got back, as I said, to that other guy about a girl. He might have said to someone, oh, I really like her, I'm going to, you know, I really want to get with her later or something. We don't know. Along those lines, and it's gotten back to this other person. We just don't really know. And if you've got somebody who's got bad intentions, somebody who's insecure in themselves and angry and aggressive and a cold person, horrible mixture to have, isn't it? Yeah, horrible. And then you've got this ganging up mentality with these other people. So somehow they are loyal to each other. Yeah, they're loyal to each other. It's disgusting. It's really disgusting. And I think one of their daddies Maybe a cop, maybe a lawyer. There's something that they may have money. They might feel like they've got some kind of immunity because their daddy, I don't know why I keep saying that, their dad is, yeah, high up in something, it feels. I could be wrong there, but that's just what I'm getting the feeling about, guys. So what do you think's happened to poor Noah? Was it, you know, them beating him up? You know, was he in a vehicle? Was he tied to a vehicle? And yeah. This happened quickly, very quickly. They wanted, I get the word payback here. Look at the lovers right there, the love thing here. I feel like there's like I'll show you, I'm going to show you, you know, who's better, and that you can't F with me or my girl or whatever. It's along those lines. That's how I kind of feel it. I do feel like this is somebody he knew maybe very well, who's involved here. And there's others that may not be necessarily anyone he was great friends with, but I just feel like there's one there who wasn't really a friend. It's kind of like, will backstab you, right? Will backstab you and make out he's your friend, but really is quite jealous. Yeah, these don't make sense. Okay, I'm going to end it there, guys. Yeah, let me know what you think, and rest in peace, Noah. I really hope that his family receive the justice that, you know, he and they deserve, because this is disgusting the way it's been dealt with. This is obviously, in my opinion, a homicide. There is no way this was self-inflicted, and even if it's manslaughter, investigate it, you know. Don't just put it off as whatever they're doing right now. It seems like they're not really doing anything, and I want to know, why are they not doing anything? Why are they acting corrupt like that? You know, the autopsy shows that it was equivalent to him being beaten up by a group of people, and he was found naked. What does that tell you? Okay, he's not on drugs, by the way. You could understand if someone was heavily intoxicated, that, you know, they do some weird things. Sometimes they take their clothes off. Sometimes they might just do stupid things. But I believe this was part of the whole humiliating him and degrading him by stripping him off his clothes, okay? And yeah, that's what I get them standing around him and laughing, kicking him and punching him. And I feel like he was tied to that vehicle and driven for a bit down either the paddock or wherever it was, or the road. Probably the road, because I think they said that there was gravel or bits of the road in his wounds. Like, hello, what does that tell you? So thank you for tuning in, guys. And I'm going to go and cleanse my energy, because I feel so down about these readings when I do them. And yeah, have a good, you do it too. Go cleanse your energy and have a really good day. And hopefully there will be updates on this case. But I just don't know, guys. This is just so bizarre that it's not being investigated as a homicide, and that, you know, how much investigating are they doing of these teens or of these young ones? Because they know something. They definitely know, especially the ones that did it. But I feel like there's also that girl, I'm thinking she's got blonde hair, but I could be wrong. Just something I'm seeing. Yeah, sandy blonde hair. Anyway, guys, I better get off here. It's just I'm just still on here because I'm still tuning in, but I'll come back and do a part 2 if I feel the need to. And yeah, take care, guys. Love and blessings.